Simple Solutions, lesson number 79. Number 1, we'll follow the order of operations within the brackets. The first thing I'm going to do is look for the innermost parentheses, which is 36 minus 12. 6 minus 2 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2, so I have 24. Now I'm going to go out to this bracket and divide that by 2, and I know 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now I have to go to the outermost bracket. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then finally I can go with the outside, and I take 3 times 8, which is 24. My answer is 24. Number 2, round this number to the nearest tenth. The 7 is in the tenths place, so I look at my neighbor on the hundredths place, an 8. The 8 tells the 7 to bump up to an 8, and everything before it stays the same. 15 and 8 tenths. Number 3, in a multiplication equation, the size of one factor helps to determine the size of the product. So let's think about 5/8 times 4. Will the product be more than or less than 4? The product, or the answer, will be less than 4. And the way you explain it is by saying because 5/8 is less than 1. Number 4, plot and label the points on the coordinate plane. So we'll always 2. So I'm going to go over 1, up 2, and there's my A. And B is at 2, 1. So I'll go over 2, up 1, and there's B. Number 5. We need to write 73 and 79 hundredths in expanded form. First, we'll start with the tens place, and I know that's 7 times 10 plus my 3's in the ones place, so 3 times 1 plus this 7's in the tenths place, so I do 7 times 1/10, and finally the 9 is in the hundredths place, so it's 9 times 1/100th. Number 6. Which type of triangle is a regular polygon? Remember, a regular polygon, all sides are the same length and all angles are the same measurement. So your answer is A, equilateral, because an equilateral triangle looks something like this. Not perfect, but something like that. Number 7, 3074 times 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus 2 is 44. 6 times 0 is 0. Plus 4 is 4. And 6 times 3 is 18. So my answer is 18,444. Number 8. We have to find another way to express 3/4 times 1/2. So let's look at our options. A, 3/4 divided by 2, B, 3 divided by 2/4, or C, 3 times 2 divided by 4 times 1. The correct answer for number 8 is A, because 3/4 times 1/2 is the same thing as saying 3/4 divided by 2. And let's just double check. We keep the first fraction, change the division and multiplication, and we flip the second fraction to 1/2, and look at that, they're the same. So your answer is A. Number 9, convert 4,500 meters to kilometers. Well, I hope everyone wrote King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk on the top of their block in number 9. Now let's check it out. I'm going to start at meters, and I need to go to kilometers. 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So that means here's my decimal point. I move it 1, 2, 3 places to the left, drop it there. So my answer is 4 5/10 kilometers. Number 10. Alexia's accessory boutique received a shipment of 50 ties. 2/5 of the ties were hot pink. How many hot pink ties were in the shipment? Solve the equation. And they give you the equation. 2/5 times 50 equals T. But you guys would have known that because it said 2/5 of the ties. And we know that of is multiplication. So now let's solve it. 2/5 times 50. To make 50 a fraction, I put 50 over 1. 2 times 50 is 100. 5 times 1 is 5. It's an improper fraction, so let's turn that to a mixed number. 100 divided by 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring down my 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. Subtract. So your answer is T equals 20. Number 11. 9 4/10 minus 6 8/800. I'm going to put a 0 there as my placeholder, and I'm going to have to do some regrouping. Okay, 10 minus 8 is 2, 13 minus 8 is 5, and 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 52/100. Number 12. Paige, Molly, and Aaron share 2 bags of popcorn equally. How much popcorn does each girl get? Write your answer in fraction form. Well, we know there are 3 total girls, so we'll put that on the bottom as the denominator, and they are sharing 2 bags of popcorn equally. That's the part that they'll get. 2/3 bag of popcorn. And number 13, we have to subtract these fractions, but they don't have common denominators. So first things first, let's make some common denominators. This time I'm just going to look at my denominators and multiply them. And 5 times 5 is 25. 9 times 5 is 45. 1 times 9 is 9. 5 times 9 is 45. So now I made my equivalent fractions with common denominators. 25 over 45 minus 9 45ths gives me 16 45ths. And that's your answer. Number 14, look at the grid. Identify the missing coordinates that will complete the square. Plot the point on the coordinate plane and give its coordinates. Connect the points. Okay, so 3 things we have to do. First, we have to complete the square. I kind of turned my paper to be able to see this better, and I know that the square is going to be perfect at 2, 5. So first things first, I plotted the point. Let's give its coordinates. Over 2, up 5. And finally, we need to connect the dots to make sure it looks like a square. And it does. Number 15. Monica frosted 3/5 of the cupcakes blue. Amber frosted 1/6 of the cupcakes pink. How many cupcakes did Monica and Amber frost together? Well, that keyword together tells me I will be adding these fractions. 3/5 plus 1/6. And they do not have the same denominator, so let's find them a common denominator. I'm going to multiply the denominators. 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 6 is 30. 1 times 5 is 5. 6 times 5 is 30. So now I can add 18/30ths plus 5/30. And I get 23/30 of the cupcakes. So we'll put our label there. And finally, number 16, it says write the expression. Add 3/4 and 5/8, and then subtract 1/4. So I put 3/4 plus 5/8 in parentheses, and then I subtracted 1/4.